Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys had an all great week. I'm coming here with a little Saturday morning, afternoon podcast here on the Dloading podcast. Gonna just talk about some things. Sports are slowing down a little bit, as we know. MLB just had their All-Star weekend, and free agency has been happening. That's kind of the big stars have landed wherever. And the NFL is right around the corner. So, first thing I wanted to talk about, the NBA announced the NBA Cup that they're going to be having in Las Vegas. It's going to be like a March Madness. They're going to have a single elimination after you get through the group stage. So it's a mix of it's pretty much the World Cup actually. My thoughts, it's in December, so I'm going to be interested to see you know, how many people really tune in. It's going to be viewed, but that is prime time NFL season, and it's going to be interesting to see like how the NBA teams kind of factor how serious it is dealing with injury. There's still injuries early in the season, so I think their goal is to kind of have the stars out there early in the year so everyone can kind of see. But it'll be interesting to see, some guys like Zion coming back from injury, to see kind of what the Pelicans do if they're going to go, we're going to really get him out there going. So it's going to be interesting to kind of factor in. I like the single elimination part of it. But I don't know. The NFL after Thanksgiving is really the prime time kind of slot for sports in that fall. But it definitely will bring some more eyes. I can't wait to see what happens with that. In other news that I wanted to talk about today is the Jets were chosen for Hard Knocks. So once I heard the name, I didn't think they could choose any other team because of the Aaron Rodgers thing. The Jets were saying that they were, quote, maybe even forced into it, being chosen for Hard Knocks. I don't even think any other team that was in consideration would have been even close to the, you know, the drama, having the star Aaron Rodgers, who's been in Green Bay for many, many years, going to New York. So I know Aaron Rodgers has said he's not a big fan of being on Hard Knocks, and I totally get it with so many moving pieces. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see kind of what happens there. The Jets already made some news this week before Hard Knocks. They signed Quinn Williams to an extension, so doing things already before the camera's on. So I think it's gonna be fun to kind of watch. I personally haven't been into Hard Knocks as much the last couple of years. I like Dan Campbell's story last year, but haven't really been into it that much. I loved the show Quarterback, which I'm going to get into next, which if you have not seen it, go see it on Netflix. And it's an 8-episode series with Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins, and the great Patrick Mahomes. So definitely go check that out if you're a sports fan. It is going to be awesome. Trust me, you're going to like it. But I think the Jets, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to, you see what they're already doing. They're trying to keep it low key. They're going to try to have no drama going into it with Aaron being there the first year. And they're already making big moves like signing Quinn Williams already when the show hasn't even started. So exciting to see that. It's always cool to see a great like Aaron Rodgers behind the scenes. Now I want to get to the show Quarterback, which goes into, like I said, 3 quarterbacks: Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins, and Patrick Mahomes. I really liked actually the 3 quarterbacks they picked because all of them are kind of in different stages of their career. Marcus, Heisman prodigy coming out of college, goes to Tennessee, plays a couple seasons, then gets benched by Ryan Tannehill. And then he's kind of the last couple years been fighting for a job, gets another chance in Atlanta. So you kind of see what happens there. I'm not going to break everything down, but Marcus has had a issue of making some interesting turnovers that kind of bite him later on in the season with Atlanta. So it's cool to see that storyline of him trying to make it back in the league as a starting quarterback. Kirk Cousins, who, was drafted with the same year as RG3, got a backup chance, and it worked out for him and has been a really solid quarterback for the Commanders and the Vikings. His thing is he deals with a lot of injuries. You get to see behind the scenes just kind of how bruising it can be to be a quarterback in the league, and also just kind of his primetime history of not being able to deliver in primetime games or playoff games. And he kind of talks about that, how he wants to perform in those big moments. But man, watching that show, I'm like, dang, Kirk Cousins is still a really good quarterback. I mean, it is such, the talent in this league is so insane at that position. But really enjoy getting to see him. He's seems like a pretty personable guy and shows a lot of character in the show. And then of course Marcus Mariota, who, Patrick Mahomes, an all-time great, kind of goes behind the scenes with, the relationship with his teammates. You can just see the bond between him and Andy Reid in the games and just how much the hard work he puts in, on and off the field, on the field training and, with his trainer when he's not playing, and then off the field being a father. He has a second son born. And then they also kind of go into his life in Kansas City. So it's a really good show. I really recommend it. Let me know, comment below if you've seen it and you like it. So just let me know what you think. And then I also have some fun things coming up on the podcast, guys. I definitely am going to get some more full podcasts up. Got a couple of people I'm trying to work with. And then I'm going to be doing some more different guests. I love the sports idea of the podcast. I also want to kind of venture into the entrepreneurship side. So I want to get into a little bit of that, bring some speakers on. I just think it's an interesting time that we're living in, just as young people growing up, and just love hearing from like self-employed individuals. So going to get some background on that and just enjoy every moment. I had Derek Blockman on, who was a barber. So he just loved the self-employed entrepreneurship stuff, and I'm sure you guys will like it as well. Comment below any questions you guys got, what you want me to talk about. I'm going to be doing some more polling on Instagram as well. Follow me at DaneSimpson.24. Thank you guys so much for joining this podcast. Just wanted to spend a couple minutes with you guys on a Saturday afternoon. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we will be back this week. Thanks. If you could please subscribe, it would be great help. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.